If you are selling your house, these are the top things that you should not have on your property if you're selling your home. First thing you're not going to have on your property is personal photos. And we're not going to have kids' names, those letters over the kids' beds, okay? The reason why we don't want that is for privacy reasons. We don't want people knowing who we are. You don't want to get a phone call from some freakazoid who says, hey, I got Kimberly, give me $1 million. Like, there's a lot of scammers out there. We want to take all that personal stuff down. We want to neutralize it for just the enjoyment of the buyer or visitors, but also for your own security and privacy. I hope you understand how important that is. The second thing, you're not going to have those surveillance systems that's videotaping all the visitors come in without a sign like this, okay? You have to let your visitors know that they're being surveyed and monitored, and that Ring doorbell does count. So if your agent does not have this type of warning displayed somewhere where everyone can see it, you need to provide it for them. This is a law. No one likes to be videotaped or watched without knowing or giving permission to do so. So really important that you have that sign up there. If you don't, you could be in violation, and it's not fun to be in that situation. And it's not respectful for the visitors either. I don't want to scare you, but when your house goes on MLS, it gets publicized throughout the entire world. And there are good guys and bad guys out there, but the bad guys are kind of looking for opportunities. So when there's an open house or if there's a showing, they're going to go directly to where they think those valuables are. So you're going to not have your valuables on the property when you're selling it. So you're going to take those jewels, those Rolex watches, and you're going to go to the bank and stick it in a security box, or you're going to go take it off and give it to the neighbors, right? If you have some nice artwork, you're going to change it out for, something cheaper, or just take it off altogether. Like, we take all valuables off the property so we don't have somebody looking online how to, hit your house and take your valuables. Okay, I'm going to scare everybody on this one, or all of these, quite frankly. But it's here just to protect you. And the fourth thing that you should really consider taking off your property is those medications that are highly addictive. So as you know, we have an addiction crisis here in America. And when people are looking at your house online, they know where that medicine cabinet are. We have floor plans oftentimes that will show them where the bathrooms are, where potentially some of those medications are hidden. You might want to create a little bag that has all your medications as a home seller and take it with you when you vacate the property. But try to take all those medications out of sight. Yeah, I know that sounds nuts, but it's a problem right now in our country and, quite frankly, the world, this addiction problem. The fifth thing is we're not going to leave any personal bills, no credit card bills. We're not going to leave checkbooks out. And if we have filing cabinets with important documents in there, like I have some filing cabinets where I keep all of my personal records, you want to lock those. We don't want anybody opening any drawers. You're like, oh my gosh, Audra, is somebody going to rummage through my property? Aren't you there? The answer is yes, but you have to understand the bad guys know exactly where to go. So you want to protect all private documents. You want to keep them tucked away, locked. We don't leave anything out. Subscribe. Okay, you guys know what to do. Now, the sixth thing is safes, like in your primary bedroom, or even you have those big guys out in the garage, and you don't want to have those on the property unless they're covered. So I had one client, real, slick actually. They took a cardboard box and stuck it on the front of their safe in the garage. So when we took pictures or when there was inspections, no one could see that it was there. And you want to do the same if you do have those safes in the various areas of your house, to either cover them or make it look like it's not a safe. Cover it, don't draw attention to it. Hope you understand the reason for that. Okay, I was watching this really cute staging show, and one of the stagers had mentioned, hey, if you're selling your house, it's always a really good idea to create a memory book where you show your kids that were growing up and make this book talking about all the reasons why you love living here and the memories that you've had. And the school districts are great and your neighbors are great. That was something they were really pushing. On the 7th list of things not to do is that. We don't leave any emotional information out for the potential buyer. And the reason for that is good school district might mean something to you that's different to the buyer, or a good Halloween neighborhood, party might have been great 15 years ago when you raised your kid, but the families have grown up and they moved off the street and it's not a great Halloween trick-or-treat street anymore, right? So you have to be really careful with what you disclose and what you present to the buyer. In my opinion, you only present facts, okay? Your neighbor being really nice might be great for you, but maybe the person moving in would have a dispute. So you don't ever disclose anything that is emotional. The only thing you disclose are facts. So don't leave that out. No memory books. Absolutely not. Don't do that. Lots of liability for you if you do. The 8th thing is you are not going to leave any signs of any distress on your property. So I see this a lot in divorce situations where one of the spouses or partners will actually move off the property and take their belongings and clear out that one side of the vanity. And then we have, potential buyers come in and they look at the closet and they see that, oh, looks like the husband moved out or the wife took out her stuff in the vanity and there could be a deal here. They're probably desperate. So you don't want to give any desperation signs. So if you are in that situation, I do this for my clients. I actually will take some clothes and fill up the other side of a vanity to make it look like there's no distress. And if you're in a foreclosure, of course, we're not going to leave foreclosure notes out, and we're going to try to make the house present in its best light. We don't want any indication that there's any, we'll just say, not so ideal situations happening on the property. I know that sounds nuts, but trust me, if buyers sense there's some, we'll just say, not so good situations, they will try to take advantage of it. Sorry. Okay, the 9th item on this list is going to anger a lot of you, and I'm really, really sorry, but I'm committed to being truthful and trying to protect you. So that's what this 9th one's all about. And that is, we're not going to put plastic runners on our new carpet. We're not going to demand that people wear booties or take their shoes off. We're not going to do that. And I know a lot of you are like,
what is she talking about? I just got brand new carpet and I don't want people to get it all dirty.
Okay, listen to me. I have a reason. I want you to be open-minded about this, okay? The reason why we don't have the carpet layers plastic wrap is because if someone trips or gets their heel wrapped around it and tips over and falls down and injures themselves, guess what? You could be liable because you put that person in a dangerous position. If you demand booties on someone's shoes and they go upstairs, and this was a true thing, we had this happen where, not my team, but anyway, it was another team. The gal fell down the stairs and broke her hip, and there was a massive lawsuit, and the homeowner was liable because they were the ones that were absolutely adamant about having the boots on, okay? Adamant, like adamant's the understatement. Like, you can't come in here unless you wear those booties. And if you can't, you can leave. It was a thing. So we don't want to do that. And we don't want to tell people, oh, you got to take your shoes off, because they take their shoes off, they got the fuzzy wuzzy socks, they go slip somewhere, and now, once again, you are liable as a homeowner. So you're like, well, Audra, what do we do? Okay, we have 2 things. Number 1 is we have the proper mindset when we're selling our house. And that mindset is we are selling your investment. This is no longer your home, and you got to have everything perfect. It's not going to be your home for very long. So what do you care if it gets dirty? What do you care if the carpet's a little not so perfect? Bottom line is it can all be cleaned up, but it's not worth going to those efforts if you're going to put yourself in a high risk situation, which you try to avoid that. I know I'm going overboard right now, but this is important for you to consider. I promise you the carpet can probably be cleaned up if it really got dirty, but I have homeowners calling me getting really upset that their carpet's all dirty. Okay, it's not going to be dirty for too long because you're moving out of it. So the mindset for you sellers out there is you are, transitioning over to another property, and this isn't your house that you'll be living in very much longer. So you're going to be more flexible with the living conditions. So as far as if you are presenting the property for sale, I'm just telling you how I deal with it is when I'm selling a property, I will take my shoes off and I will have the booties set aside. I don't ask anybody hey, can you put the booties on? If they pick up the booties and they put them on, great. There's no sign there saying you have to do that. But I will say most of the visitors that come into my open houses or my showings are very respectful. They usually take their shoes off anyway. Don't even have to ask them. Mine are already off as a hint, right? Most of them just do it because they've been seeing a lot of houses and they're trained to do it. The carpet liners, that's not necessarily, I'd say, customary for homeowners to do that. And I just wouldn't even put that down. I know you want to protect the carpet. I get it. You spend a lot of money. You care about your house. But ultimately, it's just not worth the liability of somebody getting injured and going after you for putting them in a harmful situation. Okay, number 10, the last one is you never want to have this on your property when selling, and that is you. Okay, I know that's going to offend a lot of you. We don't want you present during the open houses and the showings, okay? We don't want to do that. It's not that we don't like you. I'm sure we have a good relationship with you, meaning the listing agent. but you hired us to do our job, so let us do our job. Most buyers are very uncomfortable when the home seller is actually present. And I know as a home seller, you're probably thinking, no, I'm really good and I can keep it neutral. And, I can tell them all about the history and the neighborhood. They don't care. They're going to feel pressure, trust me. And we want to be able to collect honest feedback for you as the listing agent, and we can communicate that back to you as the homeowner. But the buyers aren't going to give us candid feedback if you're present. They don't want to hurt your feelings. All right, those are the top 10 things that you should not have on your property when you're selling. Please write these down. They're all very, very, very important. My name is Audra Lambert, and I'm one of the top selling agents in my area, which is Orange County, California. Thanks for watching, and please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.